Hello everyone and welcome to the DevScopes YouTube channel. Join me today as we learn about how to send data from a Power BI dataset by email. Let's start by looking at an example. Here we have a simple Power BI data model with a fact table named Orders and a dimension table named Calendar. In the report, we have some visuals that show us the number of orders and the detail of those orders. As you can see from this table, we have orders with different status, depending if the order status is shipped or pending. And here in the second table, we have the list of pending orders. Now imagine that I want to track pending orders. And for that, I would like to receive an email every Friday with the list of pending orders since the beginning of the week until the current day. I don't need to have any visuals in my report with this information. I just want to query the dataset and receive that information by email. So, how can we do that? First, we can create a DAX expression to visualize the list of pending orders according to the requirements. That is, the list of pending orders from the beginning of the current week until the current day. Something like this. Note that I'm using the DAX query view, a new feature of Power BI, to easily visualize the result of this expression. In general, this expression has two parts. First, I determine the first day of the current week, and then, in the second part, I get the rows that meet the requirements. That is, the orders with the pending status from the beginning of the week until the current day. If you click here in the Run button, you can see the result of this expression. So, until now, we have created a DAX expression to visualize the list of pending orders from the beginning of the week until the current day. Now, it would be very interesting to be able to send this information by email. So, how can we do that? To do that, we can integrate Power BI with another tool, the Power Automate tool, to query the dataset and create a flow that sends the emails. So that's what I'm going to show you now. The first step is to start Power Automate tool. It is from Power Automate that we will create the entire flow to send the emails. So, first I will click here on this option to create a new flow. Next, we need to choose Schedule Cloud Flow to create a recurrence. We can name our flow, for example, Sending Data, choose the start date and define the repetition mode. In our case, we will set it to run every Friday. Because we want to receive the email every Friday. Next, we click on the Create button to create the flow. Okay. After defining the recurrence action, let's select a new action for Power BI. Now, we will search by Run a query against a dataset. Okay. Here in this action, first we need to select the workspace and the dataset to query. So I will select my workspace let me search, okay, and the dataset. Okay, then here we paste the DAX expression we created earlier to list the pending orders from the beginning of the week until the current day. So I will copy the expression from DAX query view and paste it here. To understand what is happening, let's save and test the flow. Okay, everything seems to be correct, and after testing the flow, we can click here on this Power BI action, and in the outputs we can see how the information is being generated. Let's copy this output to a text editor since we will need the format later. Okay, now let's go back to the edit flow. Let's transform the output to use this information in the body of an email. To do this, we will start by using another action named parse JSON. Note that we are using this action because we have a JSON result from the previous action. In this step, we need to add the table created by the previous output, in this case, first table rows, and include the schema. In this part, we copy the example of the first table rows that we have from the output in the previous step, and we can click here on Use Sample Payload to generate a schema and paste the code. Okay, and as you can see, a schema was created. Okay, let's save our flow. Now we need to take this JSON and create the content for the email body, because remember, the goal is to receive an email. For that, let's use another action, the create HTML table. Note that we are choosing this action because we need a table in the body of the email that will be sent. Okay, now we need to select the array to create the table from, and it is the body, and we also need to select the columns from the body. That is the order ID, order status and order date. Here, I would like to point out that I will choose to create the custom columns to retrieve information from the JSON. This way, we have a HTML table that we can use in the email body. Let's save our flow. Finally, I'm going to add a new action to send the email with this information. For that, I click here to add another action and search by Send an Email Action. In this action, we can define the recipients who will receive the email subject, and then in the body we can include the output obtained from the previous step. So I will put my email here. The subject can be list of pending orders, and in the body I will put the output. Let's save our flow and test it again. Okay, as you can see, everything seems to be correct, and I've just received the email with the information of pending orders from the beginning of the current week until the current day. That is all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for future videos.